And thank you all for being here. This is an absolutely astounding turnout to talk about the future of our city. I haven't backed down and I won't back down. You know, I've been saying since the day I got here that our city needs to have vision, needs to have a plan. I think Mark talked about that. Hussein talked about that. All the speakers talked about what the vision for the city is. And the only way that you make that vision a reality is you actually put a stake in the ground and say, this is what the city of Hamilton needs in our harbour, and this is where we want our stadium to be. And federal and provincial governments, you keep your nose out of it, we'll deal with it ourselves. And I think the sad reality is, and unfortunately things are changing hour by hour. It's been part of the frustration of having dealt with this entire process right from day one. We've had an organization that has been trying to manipulate the process, and we've been trying to be reasonably diplomatic but firm. We've now had the other levels of government come forward and say, this is our idea, we're going to make this happen for you. Well, thank you very much. I don't need that help. Thank you. And I can tell you that inasmuch as Bob Young says he's the caretaker of the Tiger Cats, myself, members of council, and all of you are the caretakers of the city of Hamilton, and we have a say. And as Martinez said, we did win. The reality is that the strength of your voices in our community caused people to worry that they were going to lose this thing. That council was going to do the right thing, and then they were going to have a difficult situation to try and come up with funding that needs to happen at the West Harbour that they really don't want to do. They want to protect the private interests of private interest, and we want to make sure that we protect the public interests, and that's our mandate, and that's what we need to continue to do. We have a collective vision. We have a collective vision for our city that people are now starting to take a hold of. We win today because people are understanding that to have a vision and to have a plan, we can make it a reality for our city if we all stick together and tell the government to butt out and get on with funding the things that we need to have happen in this city of Hamilton, which is a West Harbour Stadium. And why is that so important? And I've said from day one, the critical issue for downtown and the entirety of the city is you got to create a critical mass of an entertainment value in our inner city that brings people to Hamilton. That brings our people to entertainment areas, that brings them to Cops Coliseum, 10-minute walk and you're at a West Harbour Stadium. All of that generates business in our inner city. Clearly, you want to see more business happen in Hamilton. You want more jobs for your kids. You want that to be a catalyst for future growth. And what better place to do it than on a West Harbour location that is just waiting for development, a brownfield. How often have we talked about, let's do these brownfields, let's clean them up and bring them back to good use? Have we done one? No. Can we do one over there? Absolutely. Are we determined to do it? Yes, ma'am. And the province talks about cleaning up brownfields. Can't think of many they've done, but they've made a commitment that brownfield is a real priority for them. Well, let's hold them to account. Here's one you can do in partnership with the City of Hamilton. Let's get it done. And that is not to forget the euphoria of winning the Pan Am Games. How many games have we gone off to?
You're all a bunch of fucking crooks.
Thank you very much. I won't repeat that. Did you hear that? No, I'll spare you that one.
You don't need it.
We have pursued two different Commonwealth Games and a Pan Am Games. And a Children's Games, in fact. And none of those we've won. Now we finally won one. Great euphoria in the community, as it should be, because it is a great opportunity to not only herald new investment in our community, but also an opportunity to share our city with thousands of people that will come here and enjoy our city for a 2-week Pan Am event. Why would we not do it closest to the heart of our city? So I think my vision is the same as all the vision you've heard before. I don't think, I know my vision is the same. We want LRT in our community. A great way to move people around. We want to not just focus on car culture and the driveway-to-driveway experience. We want people to walk in our community, cycle in our community, interact on our streets and socialize and get together. We want to be clean, green, and prosperous. Do we not? So together, you keep your voices loud and clear. That's a shrill noise. You keep your voices loud and clear. Do not stop now. I can tell you that the ground is shifting hour by hour. Already I'm hearing that potentially the federal government is disavowing themselves of what some have said they said. I want to see it in writing. I'm not going to take anybody's word for it. We've played that game far too long. If they want to have a position, tell us what your position is. Tell the entire community what your position is, and then we can start working on creating some solutions. So I want to thank you all. This is a fantastic turnout. You have a great spirit and enthusiasm. I agree with Mark. I think today the city has come together on a vision that talks about making Hamilton the next Hamilton, the best Hamilton it can be, with proper investments from all levels of government that clearly need to happen here to make our city a city of the future. So let's work together. Keep your voices loud. Sign the petitions. Let your MPs and MPs know that you won't stand for this, and I'm with you 100%. We'll keep fighting. Thank you all very much.
Now let's stay downtown. Let's have some fun. Hell, let's go to the Tonkat game at 7 o'clock.